Hello all. In this video, we are going to see the data analytics. We will also see what is the meaning of analytics maturity, and we will see how data becomes stale over a period of time. So first of all, data analytics and its definition. So if we analyze the data and get insights out of that data, that is basically data analytics. So we are analyzing the data, we are describing and evaluating the data. Simplified definition is that data analytics is the science of analyzing raw data to make conclusions or make some information out of the data, get information out of the data. So that is data analytics. Little advanced definition is that it is the process of inspecting, cleansing, transforming, and modeling data. And what is the goal? The goal is to discover useful information and make some conclusions from that data, and it should also support to make decision making. So that is data analytics. Let's have a peep into what is the maturity of data analytics. So there are different kind of analytics which are possible, and it matures from top to down. So when we go from top to down, our maturity of analytics increases. So we have descriptive, and we have diagnostic, and we have predictive and prescriptive. To let's give it with an illustration. So let's say that we have some material. These are our material, and we want to sell this material. We have some portal, we have a store, and we are selling these balls. So where does the data go? It sits, whatever selling which we are doing, or whatever transactions we are doing, that transaction is going to sit in the database. So when we go for the first level of analytics, which is a descriptive analytics, basically we are describing. So something has happened. We made a sales for the day. In hindsight, we are calculating how much sale we have done during the day. So that is basically the descriptive. Diagnostic. So let's say that on a specific day, probably we were not able to make the required number of sales. So why could that be? Can we run some SQL queries? Can we find that the system was down for few hours, or what exactly was the reason why the sale was little down during a specific period of time? Again, it is in a hindsight we are doing. So this is again a diagnostic, and it's again in hindsight. Then we have predictive. So when we are predicting, which is basically we are making some insights. So prediction is basically insight. So if I have to predict that based on my previous sales, how much sale which I am planning to make in this coming month. So that is basically a prediction which I am doing, and it is an insight which I am gathering. So that is predictive analytics. Prescriptive. So prescriptive is basically I'm getting some prescriptions also, that if I do this, I would be able to I would be able to increase my sale by 5%. Okay, if I make my system little more scaled up, or the transactions are not failing, automatically the data should tell me that during this time I should upscale my DB, or I should upscale my application. And this data analytics is giving me some data, and I'm able to gather insights out of it, and I'm able to the system is giving me prescriptions to increase the sales. So that is basically a prescriptive analytics. uh, Now we go here. So we saw that from hindsight we are going to insight, and we are going to foresight the information before it happens. So that's a foresight. So this is the maturity of analytics which we see in any organization. Next, we see this is a very famous paper called Perishable Insights, and it is telling us that the data, or the information which we can seek from a data, stales over a period of time. So what we see is, on the y-axis we are seeing value of data to decision making. Okay, so if we are able to in the real time, if we are able to get the data and make some insights out of it, basically the decision making is high. That's what is being indicated here, and these are like time critical. So basically when we talk about streaming data is something which is like happening, and we are getting the data. at the moment we are getting the data. For example, IoT sensors are sending some data. It is coming immediately. Some incident had happened, pump stopped working, we got get the insight immediately and we act on it. We started a alternate pump or whatever. So that is basically time critical. So it is happening on real time and it's a critical. And as we go from in the x-axis, as we increase towards x-axis, we are seeing that from predictive and preventive, we have actionable on which we can action. Then we have reactive, something has happened. If we are reacting, like for example, after minutes we have seen that, or after hours we are seeing that information and we are getting that insight, it is basically reactive because it's already hour or more, and then we are reacting to the data. And then we have something which is a historical. So we have a historical data, we are doing some business intelligence and saying that this much sales was done. We are making nice dashboards and showing that this much sales was done during Christmas and all those things. So this is the kind of analysis which we used to see earlier in the past, and nowadays we see all the modern organizations are going towards time critical decision making, wherein they are able to analyze the streaming data and able to give predictive and preventive insights in time. So yes, so this is a brief about how we can get insights and how they stale over a period of time, and how the maturity of analytics in an organization can increase. Thank you very much.